Okay, here you're back at the vision statement. The vision statement is the second piece of this module in building out your decision matrix. So remember I said the decision matrix is going to help you understand how to create decisions that keep you on your path. We have to determine what your path is. And your path is not always what you think it is. It might be, I'll give you an example. I had a client who was an event planner. And about halfway through this program, before we had the software, but we did this in a paper process. About halfway through this program, she realized that she hated that business and that she wanted to go into a athletic training business because that was her background. She immediately flipped. I mean, she actually canceled the business, closed the business, and moved right into the athletic training business. And that it scared me because it was such a fast movement, but she understood her vision really well when she was done with this. That's what we want for you to understand too, is what your vision is, what you really want to do in the future. Now, you're going to also see later future state. Future state builds on this. So pay very close attention to what the vision does for you. Make sure you understand, go through the overview, then go through the guide, follow your efforts in the guide. And we're going to use a process called and then what. I'm going to explain that to you in just a second. Now, also, I'm going to remind you, be sure to save it when you're done. Okay, so let's go to the workbook. Keep values in mind. These are the 5 core values that we came up with from the last section. Remember, I told you each section builds on the last. The core values that I had for me were community support, self-awareness, inner peace, and freedom. Okay, so business, your immediate business goal. Then ladder it forward. I've published several books in multiple genres. And then what? Here's the question. And then what? Now, when you do a vision, you're kind of projecting into the future. You're thinking about what it is that you want. You don't want to be limited by what you're actually doing. You want to build an idea. This is an ideal, actually, of what your life looks like, let's say, in a year or 5 years or whatever it is. So, and then what? I've done this one. My goal is I've published several books in multiple genres. I've done that. Tell yourself I've done that. And then what? I'm only writing about things that interest me. Okay, good. And then what? I'm making money with my publishing company. Okay, good. And then what? It's enough to replace my Social Security. Good. And then what? And then it's enough to replace Charles's Social Security. And then what? And then it becomes completely passive so that after I die, Chelsea and I can pass on this company, these assets to my family and her family. And then what? And then I continue to write more books. Okay, so that's just for business. That's just for business. Relationships, same process. You say, I spend more time with my wife, taking more trips. We love to travel. And then what? You go through the process here with relationships. It might be your wife, it might be coworkers, it might be whatever's important to you. Your employees might be whatever's important to you. Same with health. Health is really important. You do the same thing. And then what? The and then what builds, it's called a vision ladder, and it builds to something that feels completely out of your reach. And if it's not completely out of your reach, almost unimaginable to you, then you haven't gone far enough. You really need to process and push far so that you understand exactly what it is that is driving you in your internal. Now, you may never reach that, but what you get when you go out that far is you get the ability to come back and start cutting out things that don't really matter anymore. So we're going to get to that section in a little bit too. So then you have final reflection. You look at these things, you answer these questions, and then you save your progress. That's the vision creation.